Yo, what's going on everyone? Bill here, Classic Rock and Metal Review. Got another record and CD haul to show you guys. Had to think about that a second there. This one goes back to April 18th, 2025, so about 2 months ago. I'm running about 2 months behind with these. Yes, things continue to mount. I'm loving it. Another trip to grassroots music in Ocean City, New Jersey, not too far from me. 7 used, but excellent and very good vinyl albums. 1 used CD box set. I would still say very good condition on that one. That's from a 1970 album, 1990 release on the box set. We'll also do a little pop-up unboxing of the horror item to show you. Pretty cool. All right, so these releases here span 1966 to 1984 on the music there. A wisely spent $46, I do think, anyway. I've been on vacation, or just got off of it last week actually, building this. That's why those shelves back there are looking a little sparse these days, but that's because half this stuff is moved over to those other shelves, and getting that all arranged. It's fun. Next up though, I got to paint that one that's behind me, which I never painted. As soon as I got it up there, I started throwing CDs on it. Let me get it painted white. It looks a lot better, as you could see this other one that I did. But for today, commercial stuff in the form of some classic rock, a little hard rock, some bluesy guitar god stuff in there, maybe you can call them too. All right, so let's start this 8-item haul out. First of all, my stomach's a little upset, so I need some ginger ale, but there's no whiskey in the house. Gonna take one for the team here and try some vodka and ginger ale. Oh, that goes down easy. All right. That's it for that. All right, man, let's do it. Let's get into some Rolling Stones. Now, I try not to buy too much vinyl if I already have this CD. But if it's in great shape and it's reasonable, then why the hell not? Even when you're talking about a CD I just talked about not too long ago, I didn't really even like a whole lot. Aftermath from the Stones, 1966. I think I gave this a 5 or a 5.5 out of 10. I'm not into old Stones. I mean, the most popular stuff is okay. I don't dislike it. But it's those non-hits that don't really do much for me. And I've heard some of these CDs like this one a bunch of times. It's just okay. The hits are great. Like I said, Painted Black, great one. Under My Thumb, I love. Lady Jane was cool to hear first time in a while. All right, and then I ran across it, of course, like a couple weeks later, or maybe a week later, right after I talked about the CD. Here's the album sitting in a bin for $6. All right, gotta love that. London Records. All right, it's a stereo version, catalog number PS 476. This pressing appears to be from 1986. Doing my detective work on Discogs and so forth. So I know what you're thinking. You already got it, you didn't even like it. Well, Mama didn't raise no fool. All right, this thing is in great shape. And let's face it, really cool to just have as many albums from your favorite bands, especially when they go back this far. I mean, talking about a pressing that's almost 40 years old, right? So the original would be 60 years old. Try finding that in this good a shape. This is in great shape. I love how this back cover looks probably like the original, really. Now, even when I don't love mid-60s music, I love how these old covers just, scream vintage, See some Dylan covers and things like it. Artists like it with back covers like this, they just do something for me. I don't know, just purely nostalgia, I know. All right, but anyway, Aftermath from the Stones. I'll take it for $6. Sticking with the Stones, now we're talking when it comes to the Rolling Stones to me. Beggar's Banquet from 1986. A London ABCO release on this one, again 1986, and as you can see behind me, up right behind my fat head, there's the original cover, because this was the originally submitted cover that the label would not go for. I guess too raunchy back in '68. So just that plain RSVP cover back there. That's a fair condition copy that I own of that one. So this would be a 1986 press that restored the original cover the band wanted. Nice bifold style, bad boy in here, and I think it has the same picture as that older cover when you bifold it out. Actually, let's just open it up, take a quick look. It says digitally remastered from the original tapes and on 100% virgin vinyl down at the bottom there. So let's just bifold. Yeah, it's got the same bifold photo as that older copy in the back there. Quite a nice press. Looks really good. I mean, both of these so far, like next to no ring wear or anything. So of course you got to grab it. That another $6. Yeah, an album I already own, but like I said, this one in way better shape. Just love Beggar's Banquet. Not a lot of hard rockers, a lot of acoustic driven rockers. Dear Doctor, Parachute Woman, Salt of the Earth, No Expectations. Just I think their first truly great album. I don't think anyone would argue with me there. All right, moving on to 1970. Got ourselves a 20th anniversary box set for a 1970 album. I'm just catching some of the like raised font here. I didn't notice that. Layla, Derek and the Dominoes. All right, how do you say no to this? $12 on this one. I'd say good shape, maybe very good on that one. The contents inside are in really good shape as well. 3 CDs, 1 CD being a 20th anniversary. It actually says remixed. And I already own that as a standalone. I must have picked that up somehow as a standalone. Maybe they sold it as a standalone, but nevertheless, that's how I got it. So I have that to spare. And a CD full of jams and then alternate masters, jams, and outtakes on the other disc. So really cool. And let's just pop open real quick. I know there's been like a 40th anniversary, a 50th. There's probably going to be a 60th pretty soon, a couple years. Like I said, I only have that one disc. So nice booklet inside. I think you get an envelope with the studio like track paperwork that they used in studio, copies of course, but a very nice book, as you could say. It's in great shape. So I don't know if I even thumbed through that yet, and there's the 3 discs. So absolutely $12. You kidding me? That in my cart immediately, if not sooner. So there you go. Get into some jams. I never heard any of those other discs, you know, so that'll be a kind of a fun, probably take a long ride, throw those jams on and stuff, right? One more Rolling Stones for you. It's 1971 Sticky Fingers. No, not the zipper cover. I wish. But a very nice 1987 Canadian press. Again, fantastic shape. And per Discogs, all right, that's what I trace this to, being a Canadian press, by the numbers that get assigned to it and all this. Probably my favorite album by the Stones. This and Exile. I mean, they got so many great ones. If I had to pick one, though, it'd be this or Exile, I think. So had to go for it. 3 Stones albums. And other than that other copy of Beggar's Banquet back there, which is kind of a little ratty looking, I didn't have any of those 3 Stones albums, really. And, of course, the different cover on Beggars. So for $6 each, yes, I have them all on CD. I'm buying them on album, too. All right, next up, some 1973. Now, I don't know anything from this band other than greatest hits and a Paul McCartney, All the Best. But now, finally, a Wings album in my collection. And, of course, it's the classic Band on the Run. I actually borrowed this off someone and had it for like a year. So I know the album really well. And who doesn't? It's got so many like hit songs on it. Third album by the band. As good a place to start as any when it comes to Wings, right? Multiple great songs. The title track, Bluebird, Jet, Hell on Wheels, 1985. So this is actually a United States press that goes back to 1983. Discogs is just so helpful with that stuff, you know. And that's how I was able to figure out this exact pressing. So again, excellent shape. $6 on that one. On to 1976 and what appears to be an old school original press. Robin Trower's Long Misty Days, 1976. 4th solo album. I still have For Earth Below that I picked up like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago at this point. I'm not even sure. That's right behind me over my left shoulder. And I haven't heard that one yet, but now I have another Trower to get to. All right, very cool center label on this one. Some of these just I don't know. I just love looking at these center covers. You know? I could see why people went and made like coasters and different things out of these. The lime green and orange, just really cool. You know, so haven't got around to cleaning up any of these, getting them in their archival inner sleeves, outer sleeves quite yet, but that's to come. Some more Trower to look forward to. All right, some more wings next from 1978. This one was only $2, so I know it doesn't look like their best hour, but London Town from 78, wings again. The band's next to last album. Was the least successful up to this point, and yet still fairly successful, top 5 in the UK and in the US. With a Little Luck would be the one you'd recognize off of this one. That went to #1 in the US. Only title that I recognize on this album, to be honest with you. But for $2, like I said, why not? Again, excellent shape. You know, I mean, what are you waiting for it to be $1? Take it for $2. And let's wrap things up with the music anyway. And then I got something cool to unbox for you guys if you're horror fans. Got some Joe Lynn Turner era Rainbow here. The last album, the original Carnation of Rainbow. 1983's Bent Out of Shape. Street of Dreams, the big one on this record. I also recognize Anybody There, but only from the another Final Vinyl bootleg that I just reviewed not too long ago. So I don't remember much about that song, to be honest with you, other than it being pretty good, but that's about it. So now I'll get into the entire regular album, and this one in pretty good shape. $4. This one I did throw a new outer sleeve on just now because the one I came with was really crappy and foggy. So yeah, it looks pretty cool, huh? That's it for the music haul. 8 items. What did I say? $46, something like that, right? This goes back to the middle of April. All right, I got 3 other trips to the same store over there in the corner waiting to get unboxed. Just like throwing a little cheap unboxing episode at you now and then. Keep you on your toes, but stick around. I got to unbox something in a second. I need some more of this delicious vodka and ginger ale. Man, who knew? That's delicious. All right. It's from Fright Rags, all right? So you know it's going to be good. You see me unboxing any bullshit on this channel? Oh, speaking of which, as far as drinks, I picked this up thinking, wow, I love bourbon and barrel-aged beer. All right, Goose Island, man, this ought to be good. Got sticker shock at the register. I think it was $40, 500 mLs. But then I kind of went online in the parking lot at the liquor store. I was actually thinking about taking it back in. I don't have $40 for a beer, but apparently that's as cheap as it goes for. Some places are selling it for $60, $80. I'm like, all right, it must be pretty damn good, right? And it is 500 ml, so it's like 2 beers in one. So yeah, I just pulled this out of the fridge. I'll get it right back in there. We'll talk about this. I'll tell you whether it's worth it or not. I mean, it's not, but of course it is. You know, you only live once. But that'll be coming on a day where I can afford to drink a little more than I can right now today. All right, so let's unbox Fright Rags. It's 2025. It's an anniversary, right? All right, we talked about these options a little bit ago. What is it? 40th anniversary of a certain movie. Maybe you can guess. Well, they throw you a little card. Oh, and a little cheap sticker in there. All right. I don't know what that's from, but I have to get a little bonus card. Forgot about that. I haven't ordered from them in a little while. Man, let's check it out. You know me, I don't like dark shirts, and they had a pretty cool colored one. There you are. All right, 40th anniversary of Day of the Dead. I showed you those 3 options they had on Fright Rags a month or 2 ago, and kind of I had to go with this one. Why? The colors, but also a nice big coming in the summer of '85 right on it. That's great. That kind of was once I noticed that, man. Well, I noticed it right away, but thought about it, and I'm like, what am I waiting for? I actually did go to see this in the theater when it came out, so hell yeah. It's pretty cool, man. It looks better in person than it does online, I gotta tell you. Everything's kind of bigger. It takes up almost the whole shirt, those graphics. I wasn't getting that impression looking at it online, so we could talk about this for a second, all right? Honestly, I was a bit disappointed at the time when I saw it. Coming off my 15 or 20 watchings of Day of the Dead, but it has grown on me. It was still good. It just wasn't, I was hoping for it to be better, or, you know, at least as good as Dawn of the Dead, and that it wasn't, but I do love it for what it is. It was made on a relatively low budget, you know, and still I think came out pretty decent. I couldn't make it to Living Dead weekend this past a few weeks ago, early June, which I really regret, but it just was out of my control. And apparently that Monroeville Mall that it's held in every year, outskirts of Pittsburgh, that mall was sold, so this might have been the last Living Dead weekend held there. That would be a real shame. If they have one more, I'll definitely try to make it, because I'm sure the days are numbered for the mall itself. So I realized just yesterday they had a screening of Day of the Dead at that Living Dead weekend, and that would have been another reason to try to get my ass out there, but you know, it just wasn't in the cards. Anyway, go to day40th.com. They are having screenings of Day of the Dead for the 40th anniversary. I don't know if it's remastered or any of that stuff, but various places. It's going to vary city to city, and it's kind of only a handful of cities in you know, not even every state. So now they're not done with the list. I think we're looking at not till end of summer anyway, so it's not even a conclusive thing yet, but keep your eyes and ears out for that. This is my version of Day of the Dead, which I don't know, I just ended up with it somehow, not looking for this one, but I think this one's actually pretty cool. You got Bub on the front, and he velcros there, kind of cool. There's like no booklet inside. Where's that open at? Oh, you got to keep Bub open to get out the discs, but it does have a lot of extras on disc too. And I watched this about a year ago, maybe less, but I'm ready to watch it again. I kind of got Day of the Dead fever reading all about this anniversary stuff going on. So anyway, Anchor Bay. So got to try and get that stupid ass sticker off there, but it looks like I already tried and failed. You know, some of these are just going to tear the covers up, which I found out earlier today on my Deep Purple last concert in Japan. Some asshole put a price tag on it. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it, man. Day of the Dead's 40th anniversary. Shirt's pretty awesome. Nice vinyl haul and CD box set, I think, for under $50. Guys, I will be catching this later. I'll let you know how that beer is when I get around to that. Cheers, everyone. Have a good day.